What's good though? You already know who it is though. It's that nigga with a fro. What's poppin', everybody? It's Twit and welcome back to some more Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battles for you guys. Today we are battling Kuro. Of course, her information will be down in the description below. Kuro is always holding it down. Kuro, if you guys see the Buffalon art on the stream, you guys see the Greninja arts, man, Kuro always motherfucking holds it down. So if you guys are looking for some dope ass art, some sick, quick work, she makes quick work of all her stuff, right? If you guys are looking for some cool Pokemon art, please go check Kuro out. Kuro is an amazing artist. She deserves a whole lot more than she actually has gotten, and you guys should definitely go check her out. Tell her I sent you over. Tell her just thank you for all the art and everything that you do all the time, Kuro. But with all that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for checking out today's video. If you could take 1 second out your day, click the like button down below because you know your support is muchos gracias apreciado. While you're headed down there clicking the like button, I want to know what your favorite Pokemon is in general. It could be based on design. It could be like what Pokemon describes you. What Pokemon describes you? What is your, like, quote-unquote mascot Pokemon? You know what I mean? So you guys let me know that down in the comment section below. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this battle. Take a look at the teams. So Kuro actually has a really interesting team here. She's got a Cradily. She's got a Chandelure. She's got a motherfucking Buffalon. She's got a Metagross. She has an Altaria, and she has a Greninja. And I'm like, oh my god. And of course, these battles, of course, most of the battles you guys have seen this week have been from the live stream that we have on Sundays. The Wi-Fi live streams that we have. And so I do have the same team, the Terrakion, Gallade, Rotom Wash, Chansey, Tornadus, and Delanders. But you guys are going to see this is one of the best matches I've ever had, and you guys are about to find out why. So let's go ahead and get into this battle. Don't forget to smash the hell that like button down there if you are hyped, man, if you're hyped. And one more time before this battle gets started, I want to give a huge shout out to Kuro. If you guys want some sick Pokemon art, please go check her out. So she is going to go ahead and straight lead off with her Greninja here. I'm going to lead with my Terrakion. I'm like, oh my god, I know I'm about to get destroyed. I'm about to get destroyed. It's good because afterwards, you guys will find out I actually was battling a Water Shuriken physical King's Rock Greninja. And it is effective. You guys see how much damage she's doing to me right now. It is effective. It hits me 5 fucking times. Almost kills me in the first time. And it was a crit at the end. I'm like, oh my lord, yo. Oh my lord. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set my Stealth Rocks up here because this is too fucking scary. I was not prepared for this, and she actually played this game really, really well. I just want you guys to know that. Alright, so she goes for another Water Shuriken. She gets 2 more Water Shurikens off. That's going to be just enough to kill the Terrakion. I'm like, alright, well, at least I got my rocks up. I'm going to have a hard time dealing with the Greninja, but at least I got my rocks up, so I'm good. So I'm good as far as that goes. Terrakion did what I needed it to do. So I'm going to go straight out into my Rotom while she is going to go ahead and swap out her Greninja here. She's going to bring out lots of dicks. Lots of dicks, the Cradily. I don't know why this thing's name is lots of dicks, but she brings it out anyway. I'm going to go straight for the Volt Switch here. That does decent damage. And actually, no, it really doesn't do decent damage. I don't know why I said that. It really does no damage at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and Volt Switch up out. We're gonna bring out Dank Mate the Gallade here. And I'm like, okay, well, the Gallade I'm sure can deal with this thing. If she decides to swap in let's see, if she decides to swap in the Greninja's gonna get bopped as well. So I'm like, alright, fuck it. I'm just gonna go out. I'm gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve my Gallade, go for a knockoff here. We do go ahead and get the knockoff, does decent damage. I knock off the Cradily's Life Orb, and the Life Orb, it was kind of confusing that she had a Life Orb on the Cradily because she actually went for Stealth Rocks instead, but I was like, alright, whatever. So I go straight for the Psycho Cut. She actually lives the Psycho Cut too. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? She gets the Giga Drain off. Not gonna get too much HP off of that. So I was like, all right. I really don't want to. Oh yeah, see the other thing. I was like, I don't want to close combat and drop my defenses because if she happens to swap out into this Metagross, if she happens to swap out into the Greninja, that's gonna really, really wreck me, and I'm gonna end up losing this game. Like I'm having a rough time, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't know. So she goes ahead and swaps out her Cradily for the Mega Metagross. I go ahead and go for the Psycho Cut originally on the Cradily, and she brings the Metagross out, takes it pretty well, but she cannot take the knockoff, and that is like one of the first times I actually bopped a fucking Metagross, and it was a weakness policy Metagross, which is kind of interesting to see, I'm not gonna lie. So she brings her Altaria out here, her Nigga Beak comes out to play, and I'm like, alright, obviously I can't fuck with a goddamn Nigga Beak, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring out Mr. Lolly-chan. You have returned for like 3 battles in a row today, or this week, excuse me, I just hit my desk too down. Anyway, so Mega Nigga Beak is a thing. Mega Big. Just look at that big fluffy motherfucker, man. I just want to give that thing a hug. So anyway, she go ahead and she Mega Evolves her Altaria here. She gets the Cotton Guard off. I'm like, oh my lord. I'm like, oh my lord. Luckily, I've got Seismic Toss on this thing, though, and I'm like, I should be okay. I should be okay. She gets a Hyper Voice down, and it's not going to do too much damage. I'm like, I know that Mega Altaria is pure fucking bulk. Mega Altaria hurts, man, and it's bulky as hell, too, and, like, the only way to deal with it is to get a Toxic on it, and so that is what I did. She is going to go ahead and withdraw, though, so I'm like, okay, I'm looking pretty good right now. She sends out Nigga with a Fro, which is basically me. I mean, that's pretty much me. If it's not Greninja, it's a motherfucking Bouffalant. I felt real damn special with that. But she's gonna send it out. It's gonna take a little bit of rocks damage, and is gonna also get Seismic Toss. But this thing's got a pretty decent amount of HP. I thought the Seismic Toss was gonna do like a little more like half or like 65% damage, but it actually didn't. So I go ahead and swap out into Landers here. I drop that attack. Go ahead and drop that attack with the Intimidate, and I'm like, okay, I should be able to live, you know, whatever this thing has. He goes for a fucking head charge, and I'm like, whoa, that hurt. Even with the Intimidate drop, I was like, what the hell? She takes a lot of recoil damage and goes ahead and swaps out as well. Brings out Cradilly here, and that's going to be just enough. I do just enough damage on the Cradilly with the rocks and everything to kill it. I go for the EQ here, which is fine, which is completely fine with me. Honestly, I expected her to swap back out into the Altaria, but I was like, I really don't know what she's going to do. I mean, she could swap into the Altaria here. I really don't know. I was kind of worried about that because that would have been a wasted turn, but it's all good. She sends the Greninja out now, and I'm like, well, there's not a whole lot I can do against this damn Greninja. She goes for the Water Shuriken. Of course, that's going to be stabbed. That's going to kill. I don't have that much HP as it is. That's going to be one Water Shuriken. Is going to be enough to take me down. And I'm like, how am I going to damn deal with this Greninja, dude? How am I going to deal with this damn Greninja? I was like, I really don't know what happened, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Alright, so Lollychan, Mr. Lollychan comes out. I'm like, okay, can I deal with this thing? She goes for an Ice Punch. I'm like, I should be able to take an Ice Punch, okay. Even though it's going to be stabbed, I should be able to take an Ice Punch, okay. She doesn't flinch me or anything like that, so I'm like, okay, I'm good. I know that you don't really have a chance to flinch with Ice Punch, but she also didn't freeze me, so that was good. So I go ahead and get my my Soft Boiled off. She goes for the Rock Slide as well. That was another thing that was scary. The Rock Slide was really scary because I was like, I don't know how much damage it's going to do, and if she flinches me, I'm going to be fucked. And at the time of this battle, I did not know she had a King's Rock, so I don't know how she hasn't flinched me by now. To be honest, I don't know how she hasn't flinched me by now. No Water Shuriken flinches, and also no Rock Slide flinches, and I'm like, I got real lucky here, dude. I got real lucky. But she goes for some more Water Shurikens here. I'm just sitting here just like eating these Water Shurikens up, to be honest with you. She would have to take 2 more Seismic Tosses for me to kill, which means at this point I was like, well, I'm gonna have to I'm either gonna have to let her keep Water Shuriken me, and go ahead and go for a Soft Wood and then Seismic Toss. I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but for whatever reason, she decides to go ahead and swap out. I guess she was just trying to save the Greninja, which is fine. I go for the Soft Boiled anyway, though. Like I said, I was expecting some more Water Shuriken, so I just go ahead and get the Soft Boiled off. Of course, gonna get my HP back up to full, and I'm like, all right. I don't want to get burned. I don't want to have to be forced to swap out. So we're gonna go ahead and swap out into 301 minus the Rotom Wash here. And I believe she actually didn't predict this. She goes for the Psychic here. That does a lot of damage. That does a lot of damage. I was not expecting that much damage to go off on the Rotom. I was like, holy shit, that was unexpected. She goes for another Psychic. She lands it, and she is going to go ahead and take out the Rotom Washer. I was like, okay. Alright, so this is interesting because I don't really have too much to deal with the Chandelure here. I know Chandelure is pretty fast, and I know it has Shadow Sneak as well. I believe it can learn Shadow Sneak, but she actually doesn't have Shadow Sneak, or she didn't go for Shadow Sneak. I go for the knockoff, and I am going to kill the Chandelure. I'm actually going to look it up right now. Can Chandelure learn Shadow Sneak? I actually do not know. I'm actually curious. I'm live in the middle of the battle. I'm going to check. It cannot learn Shadow Sneak, so never mind. So she brings out her Mega Altaria once again, and I'm like, I don't think I want to fuck with the Mega Altaria. I go out into my Lollychan here. I knew the Mega Altaria could honestly take whatever I had. I didn't want to catch a Hyper Voice. I didn't want to catch an Air Slash or a Wing Attack. I don't even know what the hell. I don't even know what this thing is running right now. I just know it has Hyper Voice, and it's a scary ass motherfucker. So another Heat Wave comes out, which is really interesting that people are using Heat Wave against the Chansey lately. I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess maybe just for the burn, but I'm not really sure what's going on because I have like 3 battles in a row where people use Heat Wave on Chansey. I'm like, that doesn't do any damage to me, so I don't really know. But I'm going to get another seismic toss off, and I believe I go ahead and go for the soft-boiled here. Yeah, I go for the soft-boiled here. I'm going to let that toxic poison, the toxic roll just kill the Mega Altaria. I'm like, okay, I feel like, you know, we walled the Altaria pretty well. We dealt with it pretty effectively, and now what we have to do, we got to worry about this damn Greninja. This Greninja is a huge threat. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, and this is the other thing. I completely forgot that she still had the Bouffalon as well. I was just worried about the damn Greninja. She brings the Bouffalon back out, goes for a head charge, and I'm like, oh, no. Wow. She crits me with a head charge, takes out Mr. Lollytron. That's like the first time the damn Chansey has died in many battles, and I'm like, oh, that makes me sad. But luckily for me, it's just enough damage. She takes the recoil damage, she dies to the head charge recoil. So I'm like, okay, let's see what happens here. So I'm gonna go out into Burr. The Tornadus here. The Greninja takes, she lives barely. I mean, look at how much HP this Greninja has. Goes for the Ice Punch. Of course, this thing is going to outspeed. I already knew that, but goes for the Ice Punch. I can't believe she killed. I mean, I knew it was going to do a lot of damage, but I'm so sad right now. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to lose. So I go ahead and go out into Dankmate the Gallade, the Mega Gallade here. This Greninja has so little HP. It's unreal. She goes for a Night Slash. I'm like, that's all she wrote. I'm fucked, dude. I'm completely dead. But luckily, though, the Night Slash, it was not a super effective damage. It was not stab, or it was stab, but it was not super effective because I am part fighting, so I resisted just a little bit, just enough to get a close combat to kill the Greninja, and that is going to be game to Kuro. So that was a really close match. It was actually one of the best battles that I've had. I know a couple of days ago I said one of the best battles I had, but this is actually this is another really close battle. It was a really good one. So GG to Kuro, good game to Kuro. Again, if you guys want to check her out for some quick, she works so damn quick Pokemon art, be sure to check her out. Her information will be down in the description below. Don't forget to answer the comment question as well. If you could choose any Pokemon that, you know, accurately represents you, what Pokemon would it be in the comment section below? As always, though, I'll catch you guys in the next battle. It has been Twit, and I'm out. Peace!